Ah, yes, video games. They've become such an important part in our society's overall development without even realizing it. Games have been used to teach practical skills like reading, writing, math, typing, and even coding. There's some games that even help to develop problem solving and strategy skills in adults. It can even help to increase your reaction times. There are also some games that can help families to grieve the loss of a child or sibling. We might not all play video games for the same reasons, but one thing that stands are the memories we make and the feelings we remember when we play. I remember watching my uncles play God of War, Resident Evil, and Need for Speed Underground. Me and my brother finally able to make our own cars. Just watching my brother play random video games as I would help him with puzzles, priding myself in calling me Navi. One of my most fondest memories is playing Paper Mario for the N64. There's a particular penguin murder mystery case where the dialogue was so funny I couldn't help to do hilarious accents, and my mom absolutely rolled. We keep those memories forever, but we also reflect on the lessons that each of them taught us. Some people think it's kind of cheesy to learn life lessons and things like that from video games, but not me. Kingdom Hearts helped me realize my fear of time, future, and basically the fear of the unknown. It also helped me to learn how to conquer it. Legend of Zelda taught me the importance of courage and being able to balance it. By balancing my courage, wisdom, and power, I'd be able to find the equilibrium. And then there's Undertale, one of my most favorite retro-style indie games. Now, you may be wondering, what's Undertale? Undertale is a 16-bit retro-style indie game that was released on September 15, 2015 by Toby Fox. With its release, it gained massive attention across the web for its amazing story, interesting characters, enchanting music, and overall cohesiveness. Within the first year of its release, it sold 530,000 copies. Not to mention the sales from the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox ports. It gained even more popularity because of YouTube Let's Players. It was one of the most highly viewed series of all time on video game platforms. One of my most favorite run-throughs being with Jacksepticeye. He really brought the characters to life. As Undertale's fame climbed, the community created fan games, art, animations, even as far as investigating and theorizing its lore. It made a ripple within the indie gaming scene because of how people experienced it. How many people think that they can beat an RPG without killing a single enemy? And for most games, that's usually pretty impossible. But for Undertale, well, it's a pretty special case. But we'll get to that later. This game definitely had an effect on me and the world. But one of the most important questions that it brought to my attention was what actually determines a good game? Now, I know that topic is a bit touchy because it depends on the individual. Each person has to figure out what they consider a good game to be. Some people can't play retro games. This can be a determining factor for gamers who prefer visual stimuli. Then there are people like me, who actually like to see these type of graphics to welcome the use of imagination. Many people agree that story is a very important element in order to be invested in a game long term. Others can get through a game with zero story, but quality graphics gameplay and mechanics are an absolute must. If the game doesn't have decent graphics, a palatable story, and decent gameplay, sorry, but the internet's pretty much basically dubbed you trash. Sorry, ET. Each of these elements play an important role, and if used correctly, it can result in a masterpiece. I really feel like Undertale does a good job at balancing these elements. We all know that you don't need top-tier graphics to make a game impactful. There are so many games that have stood the test of time and generations. Games like Super Mario Bros., The Legend of Zelda, Donkey Kong, Tetris, the list honestly goes on and on. I feel like Undertale deserves to be recognized as one of the greats, honestly. Considering that Toby Fox was heavily influenced by SNES games like Earthbound and Shin Megami Tensei, you can see the love that he has for those games, especially as a kid through his work. Undertale is a game that can pull you by the heartstrings while having you in the middle of the most gruesome route in the story, all while having 16-bit graphics and unconventional gameplay elements. Like, come on, you can't tell me that's a good game. That's not, and you can't tell me that's not a good game. You know what I'm saying? For me, in regards to any video game that I play, music will always play an important role in creating ambiance. Does the music match the tone of the current scene? Is it intense, quiet, scary, even calming? What emotions come forward as you intake the auditory information? Take a moment to listen to a few of these songs. Let me know what feelings they invoke in you. Based off a 2015 study called The Influence of Background Music of Video Games on Immersion, immersion means becoming physically or virtually a part of the experience itself. It's a psychological state characterized by perceiving oneself to be enveloped by, included in, and interacting in an environment that provides a continuous stream of stimuli and experiences. There have been so many instances in this game where I would feel empowered, helpless, rushed, amped, even straight up frightened due to the sudden change or lack thereof of music in the game. They go on to say that music can serve to enhance immersion, cue narrative or plot changes, act as an emotional signifier, enhance a sense of aesthetic continuity, and cultivate the thematic unity of a video game. Games are becoming more reliant on the music since they honestly play an extremely important role in supporting the user interactions within the game environment. In short, music has not been a peripheral part of games, but rather an integral part of the overall experience. One thing I love about this game is the music. Granted, everyone's taste is subjective. Even if you haven't played the game and only listened to the soundtrack, I'm extremely confident that you'd find at least one song that you like. It taught me that music helps to further establish immersion in a game, which helps you become more invested in the story. One of the main lessons that Undertale taught me was to never give up on my goals, dreams, no matter the odds, and to always move forward with determination. This theme was continuously reinforced in the game. The strength of one's resolve, one's will to persevere, the literal essence of determination. When I tell you this game couldn't have come at a better time in my life, I'm so grateful that this game was released when it was. I'm honestly not sure if I'd be here if it wasn't for this extremely influential piece of media. The music honestly helped keep my head on straight. When sometimes I felt like things were just kind of tumbling down, I would listen to the track called Home to feel comfort when I was anxious. I'd listen to Battle Against a True Hero when I needed a little extra bit of encouragement to keep moving forward, to be the heroine of my own story. I'd listen to Hopes and Dreams and repeat to give myself the boost of positivity, to know that even in my worst times, my friends and family would always have my back and would be there to support me. Through it all, the sadness, unknown, the doubt, the fear, I was able to conquer it all because I was filled with determination. One of my most favorite moments till this day will be the dialogue in the boss battle with Undying the Undying. Take a moment to look at some of the dialogue. When I tell you this was one of my biggest regrets in life, not playing the game for myself first, I'm so serious. I was way too excited to get into the game. With all the buzz on social media, it was kind of hard for me to resist watching. By the time I actually bought the game, I was still excited to have it, but I already knew everything that was about to happen. I never really got a chance to experience the story my way. Remember when I asked, is it possible to beat an RPG without killing even a single enemy? Well, that's Undertale. Slaying, sparing, do a little bit of both. It's all up to you and how you want to play your game. Undertale is famous for having multiple endings. The true pacifist, neutral, and genocide routes. Based on how you interact with the game, your outcome will be totally different. Characters will respond differently, particular dialogue will be triggered, certain characters will show up or even disappear. Even the music changes subtly to denote particular decisions that carry on throughout that playthrough. You can make an inference about each road based on the titles. Which one would you attempt first? There's also Deltarune, another game created by Toby Fox that's the second installment of the Undertale series. I legit haven't looked up any information about this aside from this one spoiler-free trailer because of fear of spoilers. I literally know nothing, but I do know that when I do get to the game, I'll be able to experience it the way I want to. You can find this game on all major consoles and on PC platforms like Steam. You can catch a sale every now and again, but honestly, the game has never been over $20. You can catch it on Steam right now for $9.99, $17.99 for the game and soundtrack. On Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch is $14.99. But if you have PS Now or Xbox Game Pass, you get it. You can get it for free because of the subscription service. Remember, we might not all play video games for the same reasons, but one thing that still stands are the memories we make and the feelings we remember when we played. And be sure to move forward with determination, or else